Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing with you guys my life before and after my type 1 diabetes diagnosis. So I was diagnosed when I was 12 years old. It happened approximately 10 days after my 12th birthday. Before then I was a fine, normal kid, pretty active outside, little lazy, how most kids are. I don't want to do their chores and whatnot like that. So I was a pretty typical, preteen. My 12th birthday came, also the anniversary of my father passing away the year before. So this happened literally a year after he passed away. So a couple days passed by, I was fine. Next thing you know, all the symptoms of DKA hit. DKA is also known as diabetic ketoacidosis for those who don't know. It's pretty much where your body produces ketones because your sugar is extremely high and your body starts to eat away the fat cells to use as energy. So, started losing that weight really quick. I went from maybe, I was a little chunky as a kid, so I'm just gonna say probably like 140 down to maybe like 90 pounds. Like I lost a lot of weight in such a short amount of time because of the ketones. I was extremely thirsty. I was going through gallons and gallons of water a day. Like I can't even remember exactly how many. It was so much water. Had a really bad yeast infection because of the ketones, and it kind of made everything raw and kind of ate away down there in my personal area. But again, that was because of the ketones that were in my urine spewing out as I was drinking. Most people experience the extreme hunger. I didn't really experience that. Like my appetite actually decreased. It was to the point where I would literally look at food. I'll be hungry before I get there. Look at food. No, thank you. I'm good. Take one bite or something. Don't want it anymore. So that's kind of how that happened. And then I wanted to sleep all the time. Literally. I just wanted to sleep. Like it was just something I just wanted to sleep all the time. So that was another one of the main symptoms of DKA. And it got to the point, I went to my uncle's house for the 4th of July. We used to go every year, pop fireworks. I would be outside with sparklers. Not the firework type. I do the Roman candles, but other than that, I'm just the sparklers and Roman candles kind of girl. I don't do the black cats, none of that stuff. But I was inside that whole day. The whole day we were at my uncle's house, I was just inside drinking water, going to the restroom. I literally did not want to go outside. So about 2 days after that morning, the morning of diagnosis, my grandmother took me and my mother to the Burger King up the street from our house. I got a breakfast croissant, ate one bite, did not want it. We got back to my aunt's house and I just started coughing out of nowhere. I was coughing, couldn't stop coughing. Drank some water, got the coughing to kind of stop, vomited back up. And that was a turning point for my mom and my aunt. They were like, oh no, we gotta get you to the hospital. Called the ambulance. The ambulance took me to the regular ER hospital, Southwest Memorial Hermann in Houston, Texas. My sugar was 760 something at diagnosis. So the doctor there could smell that my breath was fruity. And he was like, hey mom, smell her breath. That's one of the signs as well. So I had the fruity breath and we didn't know, nobody in my family has it on either side. So they had me on fluids while I waited to get transferred to the Children's Hospital about 30 minutes away in downtown Houston, Children's Memorial Hermann. I got there. They immediately put me in the pediatric intensive care unit. I was there for about a week. I was there for about a week. They taught me how to give myself the insulin. This was when I was on vial and syringe. Insulin pumps were out, but it was kind of iffy with my insurance because they didn't really give us a good understanding of what an insulin pump is and how to work it. So I could have had an insulin pump when I was younger, but we were thinking it was something special to where it required a different type of medication and all this other stuff. Again, they didn't really explain it to me and my mom, so we didn't really know. But they showed me how to give myself injections. Still couldn't do it. I think it took me about a year to actually give the injections myself. For a few months, my mom was like at wit's end, like, no, you have to do this yourself, otherwise you're not gonna get your insulin. And that's kind of how I started giving myself my own injections. But yeah, that's how the summer went for me before school, before 7th grade, might I add. This was all between the transition from intermediate school, as we call it in Houston, to middle school. So it was the summer between that. We never really did a 504 plan. I hear about a lot of parents getting a 504 plan for their kid. We didn't really need that. We just kind of kept all of my supplies in the nurse's office. And I just kind of went there before lunch. You know, I already did my stuff at home for breakfast. I would just go there before lunch to see if I needed a sliding scale, which is, you know, if my sugar is above the range, I would just give myself that insulin and then go eat. So that's pretty much how we did that. And that's kind of how I went all throughout the rest of school, except for my senior year. And I was that rebellious teenager throughout high school. Didn't want to take my insulin. If I did, I didn't take it when I was supposed to. Ate what I wanted to. Didn't really care. So that kind of backfired. But again, everybody goes to that stage where they're just like tired of it. But you don't give up. You can't give up. Like, you just can't. So went through high school, made it through high school, went to college. That's when I got cut off my insurance. I had state Medicaid, so age 18, you're cut off of it. No ifs, ands, or buts. No matter what type of illness you have, they're going to cut you off unless you're getting Social Security for the disability, which in return they'll give you state Medicaid. So went the whole year of college with little insulin, literally rationing insulin, taking it only when I felt my worst. Didn't really go to the ER. I was an ER right across the street from campus. Didn't really feel the need to go. Just kind of took care of myself. Still ate where I wasn't supposed to. Still did everything I wasn't supposed to. But again, I didn't really care. This was college, party life, whoop, you know. So after the first year of college, I actually had to go back home to help my mom because she's disabled. So I actually went back home to help her out, get her situated, because she just came back from California. So got her situated, got a job, tried to get insurance through them. I was only part-time, I couldn't do it. So I actually went on the county that I was residing in. I went on their insurance. It helped a great bit. You know, they started me, the doctor was horrible. She started me on metformin because she thought I was a type 2 diabetic. Granted, they didn't really tell me what type I was at diagnosis. So it was kind of like, we didn't really know. But she didn't do any testing. She just put me on metformin. Metformin gave me really, really, really bad side effects. The side effects, extreme diarrhea. I could not stop going to the restroom. So she didn't want to put me on insulin because she just swore I was a type 2. So I stopped going. Stopped going for about a year. Started going back in 2014. The doctor that they had replaced her with was a really sweet gentleman by the name of Dr. Quintana. And he was like, okay, well, we're going to start you on the mix. It's Novolin 70-30 mix. 70 of long-acting, 30 of the intermediate acting, and then short-acting. Yeah, 70 of the intermediate and then 30 of the short. It wasn't like Novolog and Lantus. So they put me on that. It worked. It brought my A1C down from a 13 to an 8. But then somehow insulin resistance got in the way. A1C started climbing back up. So he took me off of that and put me on Novolog and Levemir. It was Novolog and Levemir. This was in 2015, 2016. So had me on Novolog and Levemir. The Levemir did not work. I was taking 200 units a day, 100 twice a day. Levemir was just not for me, and they couldn't give me anything else because that's all that their pharmacy approved of. They actually switched from Lantus to Levemir because they said it worked better, but it didn't. So after that, I got married in 2017 to a wonderful Army soldier, prior Marine, and I got TRICARE. So I told Dr. Quintana and my clinical pharmacist who was helping keep track of my diabetes, Dr. Party Kendrick, that I was getting married, had TRICARE. My husband was going back to the service. He came home from the Marines. We got married while he was here, and then he went overseas for the first year of his contract. So during that first year, I was able to find better doctors that I can, get my A1C together. So the first change they made was getting me off of Levemir and switching me over to Lantus. That did help. My numbers were still a little high, but they weren't as high as they were with the Levemir, so it brought it down. Good. So she referred me to an endocrinologist. The first endocrinologist she referred me to was a douche. I'm just gonna say it like that. He was a douche. He wanted me to stay on manual injections. Every time me and my mom brought up the idea of an insulin pump, he shut it down. Nothing we said would convince him to give me an insulin pump. He was an older gentleman. After about a year, I said, okay, enough's enough. I'm transferring doctors. So the endocrinologist my uncle actually went to, she was in network, and I was so happy about that. I'm like, yeah, she's in network. Let me give her a try. You guys, when I tell you, I went into that appointment and she was on board with getting me a CGM and an insulin pump. Literally, the first appointment she literally made the call for me to get a Dexcom G6. The very first appointment. I had that literally the next month. That next month, when I went to see her, she actually gave me more information on the insulin pumps. She said, you have the Dexcom, so look into getting either the T-Slim or the Omnipod. She said they really wanted me to go with the T-Slim because of the basal IQ. Again, you guys can research all this if you're looking into getting insulin pumps or switching from Medtronic, whatever pumps you have. You're looking into switching. Just look at all of them. Even if your doctor don't recommend them, just look at all of them. I even looked at Medtronic and I'm like, no. She didn't recommend it, but I still looked into it. So I eventually went with the Omnipod. It's tube-free. I'm able to, live my life normally without being on any type of tubing. The tubing kind of scared me. I know it's not like IV tubing, but I'm clumsy. And I have a lot of scar tissue on my stomach, so that wouldn't have been the better choice for me because I would need other sites besides my stomach, and it's kind of hard to put it in other places besides your stomach. You need longer tubing, different type of cannula, whatever the situation is. So, but yeah, that first appointment with my new endo it made me feel more alive than I ever felt being a diabetic. It made me really want to take this seriously because at the time I was 23, 25 now, I want to have kids. Me and my husband, we want a family. We want to start a family, so that was one of the turning points. I need to get myself together so I can give my husband kids that he always wants. I can give my mom the grandkids she's always wanted, my aunts, the nieces and nephews, more nephews because we already have a lot of girls. So I'm trying to give them a boy when I get pregnant, fingers crossed. But yeah, I realized I want to start a family. So it's really just waiting on me. So now I'm at the point where, okay, my weight is affecting what I'm trying to do, which is why I decided to get the gastric sleeve to lower my weight, because I'm even out of breath talking to you guys. I think it's because I'm standing up. If I was sitting at my computer, probably be a little bit better, but I wanted to give a different room a try. So I'm in the restroom, as you can see, with the shower curtain and everything. Just giving some different tries until I actually get a setup for my videos. But I'm nervous about this journey. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys because there's not a lot of information on the internet about type 1 diabetes and weight loss surgery. It's all type 2. Everything's type 2. So it's like you can't really find much about us as type 1s. But again, you just gotta kind of go through it to see. So I'm going to show you guys every step of the way starting from my surgery. Sometimes I'll give you daily vlogs all into one video for a week. Sometimes I just do one sit down video and just talk about the week. Since I'm not on campus for school right now, I'm online, so I'll have a lot of time during the day or whenever to kind of give you guys some insights and stuff. So I'm gonna be at least weekly to give you guys videos. But I just really wanted you guys to hear about my processes before and after, really after diagnosis, because that was the hardest. Going from high school, having insurance, to having none during college, to actually getting great insurance and not having to worry about a lot. You know, again, this is a struggle we all deal with as type 1 diabetics. Insulin, any type of medications, insulin, diabetes supplies, whatever the situation is, it's not easy. You know, yeah, my insurance may cover a lot of things 100%, but some people aren't as fortunate as me. And yes, I think about what's going to happen when my husband gets out and we're on our works insurance and it's not as great, but it's still something, you know. So again, just wanted to give you guys some background information and details on my life before and after diagnosis and what led me to getting the surgery, which is pretty much a better way of life. I don't want to be skinny. That's not why I'm getting the surgery. I just want to be healthier. I want to be able to sing again and play my clarinet without getting super winded. You know, that's pretty much why. So again, subscribe, guys. All my social medias for my type 1 is in the description below. If you want to follow any of my personal pages, I'll put that in the description as well, so you can see what I go through on a daily basis. Mind you, I'm not a saint. I curse. I post weird, ratchet things. Look, I'm well-rounded, okay? I don't discriminate. So if you're gonna follow my personal pages, please do so at your own risk. I try to keep it 17-ish age, you know. Sometimes it's never XXX, just to put that out there. It's never XXX, but I try to keep it as close to normal as possible, seeing as how I do have family members on there, even though my family is not the cleanest people as far as vocabulary and whatnot. But again, I digress. Again, I'll post everything in the description below. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever. Just thank you guys for listening to me, and we're on a journey together, regardless if you want to get the surgery, regardless if you're just a type 1 who wants to relate to someone. You know, we're all here for different reasons. So let's make the best of what we got, and I will see you guys in my next video. Enjoy the rest of your day.